Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Black Entrepreneurs Institute Live. We are here. My name is Dr. Nicole Rankin, and I am here with the BEI co-founders, Damian Johnson,
Hey guys.
Angela Hooper Minifield,
Hello, everyone.
and the one and only Cedrick LaFleur. How are you guys doing?
I'm always great.
They're always great, right? It's good to be back again with you all. We have an amazing show. Like we always have an amazing show, right? But tonight is going to be something special. But I want to make sure that you all are definitely tuning into the Empowered Living Network. They have amazing shows, amazing people that are doing some great things. So make sure you're tuning in and grasping some of the strategies, the tools, and ideas to help you and empower you as you are living your life, because that's what Empower Living is all about. But tonight's show, we have a special guest. You are going to hear by one of our founders, Cedrick LaFleur, and he is going to talk about owning your dreams. And it's all about being accountable to your dreams and your goals and achievements. It's going to be amazing. So what I want you to do is there is a link that you see that's popping up. Go ahead, click that link, get and download the notes because you are going to need it as you hear from Cedrick LaFleur so you can take notes while you are watching. Go ahead, take the link, download, get your notes, and get ready. But for those that may not know Cedrick as well as we do, let me just tell you a little bit about him. Cedrick was born and raised in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He's a proud husband of Tammy LaFleur and has two children, Tressa, better known as TK, and also Patrick. And he is the chief executive of LaFleur Leadership Institute and also a board member, director of members of the National Sales Network of Houston. So he does amazing things. I have a whole list of attributes, but truly, Cedrick is truly a servant leader. He is there to help people to and has a heart to have people to reach their goals, reach their potential. Heart of doing things to help people. And that's what I love about Cedrick, just genuine and authentic. He had recently retired from Abbott Laboratories from 22 years, and he was responsible for a $33 million sales suit. I mean, just truly amazing. Now he's retired and he just lives his life helping people reach their potential. So just amazing. So you guys get ready. Get your notes. We're about to hear from Cedrick LaFleur as he speaks on owning your dream. So let's get ready for the teaching.
Well, good evening, good afternoon to some, and good morning to others. I'm going to talk with you today on own your dream. Owning your dream. Own your dream. And I want to talk with you around dreaming because so many people never decide to work on their dream. They just think about it. But specifically today, I want to talk about your dreams. I want to take you through the first question in the book, Put Your Dream to the Test. And it's the ownership question. See, and it says, is your dream your dream? See, most people don't live out their own dreams. They find it safer to please their parents, their spouse, and others in their life instead of living out their own dream. They constantly live under a yoke of duty and begin to define success by how much money they make or how many people they approve, how many people approve of their decisions. But that's not really about your dream. While this pattern in life is common, it keeps me awake at night knowing that so many people are giving up on what they were created for in an attempt to find success inside someone else's dream. Now, that's not fun for you. That's not fun for anyone. But Les Brown was right when he said, find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because it does. That's a great statement. It's very much true. See, is your dream really your dream? Your life depends on it. Now, here are a few hints that might help you answer that question. See, when your dream is someone else's dream, 1, it will be a weight on your shoulders. 2, it will put you to sleep. 3, it will be fulfilling to other people. And 4, you will need someone else to make you do it. Now, are you that person that's suffering from that? Someone else has to encourage you, has to motivate you, has to push you to get started, to get going? That just tells you that's somebody else's dream. Let it go. Now, on the other hand, when it's your dream, here's what happens. When you own that dream, here is what happens. Number 1, it will put wings on your shoulders. You can fly. You know that song, I Believe I Can Fly? Yes. I believe I can touch the sky. Yes. I think about it every night and day. Yes. That means it's your dream. See, number 2, it will keep you up at night. You won't be able to go to sleep because it's going to be stirring up inside of you. Your brain is going to always be in a creative mode, in an innovative mode. Number 3, it will be fulfilling to you. And number 4, you will get out of bed excited about doing something great every day. No one will stand up to die your death. So why let them live your life? Let me say that again. No one will stand up to die your death. So why would you let them live your life? So how do you take ownership of your dream? That's the question today. How do you take ownership of your dream? Now, I want you to get a pen and paper because you have to write some of this down, because I'm telling you, when we're done, you're going to be ready to fly and take ownership of your dream. I'm just telling you, I'm just going to be that good tonight. All right? So here we go. Number 1, you have to bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. As John Maxwell says, you may succeed if nobody else believes in you, but you will never succeed if you don't believe in yourself. Simply put, if you want to succeed, you need to believe you can do it. You need to believe that you can do it. Number 2, lead your life. Don't just accept it. Now, that's a hard one. You have to lead your life. Don't just accept it. See, most people sit back, wish, and wait for life to happen. I can assure you that no successful plan has ever included that strategy before. Never. See, Oprah Winfrey said it this way: understand that the right to choose your own path is a sacred privilege. Use it. Dwell in the possibility. I love that. Dwell in the possibility. It will propel you to lead your life. That was good, folks. I'm just telling you, that was good. Now, you may not get it right now, but just write it down. Lead your life. Don't just accept it. Number 3, love what you do and do what you love. Woo, man, that one there is just, whoo, that's worth the price of admission right there. Love what you do and do what you love. And let me tell you what, I hear people say, hey, what would you do to understand your dream? What would you do for free? That's why you would do it? No, I say this. What would you do for free? That's a part of your dream, but do it so well that people will pay you double for it. You see, there's a difference in mindset, in thinking, in approach, in attitude. You see, don't you feel good about that? Love what you do and do what you love. Here's what Carly Fiorino the former CEO of Hewlett Packard said, don't make a choice of any kind, whether in a career or in life, just because it pleases others or because it ranks high on someone else's scale of achievement. Make the choice to do something because it encourages your heart as well as your mind. Make the choice because it engages all of you. Woo, man, that is a good quote. Successful people see and seize their dream because they love what they do and they do what they love. I know you are ready to do what you love right now, today. You just have to make sure the dream is your dream. If you make sure that the dream is your dream, nobody will stop you. Nobody can stop you. It's just that simple. Now, if your success looks good to the world, but it doesn't feel good in your soul, it is not success at all. Let me say that again. If your success looks good to the world, but it doesn't feel good to your soul, it is not success at all. You're just doing something. I call it just doing stuff. And we don't want you to just do stuff. Do something that feels good to you, that feels good to your soul, that makes gives you energy, gives you the wings to fly, encourages you, inspires you, motivates you, gives you passion, desire, all of those things to keep going every day, all day. Not some days, not most days, but every day. So own your dream. This is a great chance. When you own your dream, there's a great chance that it will seem outrageous to the onlookers. See, they're going to look at you and go, "Ooh, man, what's going on with Cedrick?" Yeah, that's when you know it's your dream. You see, it's going to look outrageous to onlookers, but don't let what they think slow you down. You see, too many times we stop when we should just slow down a little bit and keep going and speed right back up. But don't let what those onlookers say to you stop you nor slow you down. Here's what the words from the poet John Greenleaf says: "For all sad words of tongue and pen, the saddest are these. It might have been. It might have been." You see? Don't be like Elijah Gray. That's my point to you. Don't be like Elijah Gray. See, you're probably going, well, who is he talking about? Who is Elijah Gray? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Elijah Gray. So back in 1875, Elijah Gray transmitted a few notes over telegraph wire and thought that if he could send music, then what else could he send? Voice, word. This was in 1875. The New York Times predicted the coming of a talking telegraph, and the public grew eager for it. They were excited about it. But just 1 year later, Elijah Gray still believed that he had found the answer. See, he believed it early on, but 1 year later, he was really believing that he had found the answer. 10 can voice chambers connected by a wire and a liquid that could turn vibrations into signals. You see? But here's what happened. He didn't put his idea on paper for 2 more months. So now we're 1 year and 2 months away from the initial idea. And finally, he made a sketch of it, right? He waited 4 more days before he went to the patent office. 1 year, 2 months, and 4 days later. When he arrived, he burst into the patent office door and he said, "Hey, I have this great idea that I want to get a patent on." Well, person in the patent office told him, well, just a mere 2 hours earlier, a school teacher named Alexander Graham Bell burst through the doors with his own sketch. Now, of course, you know the rest of the story. You know who Alexander Graham Bell is. But most people don't know who Elijah Gray is. And my word to you today is, don't be Elijah Gray. See, the point is, you will never find the perfect time to pursue your dreams. You will never have the perfect moment. Here's the deal. Everybody listening to me right now, if you have an iPhone or a Samsung phone or a watch, I will send every person listening $100 cash. If you can pull out your watch and you can pull out your phone and look at your clock and show me, where does someday appear? Just tell me. Just show me. Where on your watch does it say someday? See, you will never find the perfect time to pursue your dream. So you might as well start right now. See, if you wait another year, if you wait another 2 months, if you wait another 4 days, you will find another reason why you can't get started. So there will never be the perfect time. The perfect time is right now. So what's holding you back from getting started today? What's holding you back from living out your dreams? What's holding you back from reaching for the stars? What's holding you back? You see, there were two guys. They were factory workers, and they sat down and have lunch, and one of the guys pulled out a sandwich out of his lunch pail, and he looked at it and he says, "Oh my God, it's a bologna sandwich. This is the third time this week I done had a bologna sandwich. Why is it I keep having bologna sandwich?" He says, "I don't like bologna. I don't want a bologna sandwich. In fact, I hate bologna." And his friend said, "Man, just chill out, just relax. It's going to be okay." He says, "What I want you to do is, I want you to just tell your wife next time, don't fix you a bologna sandwich." Now, the guy looked back at him and said, "Let me tell you something, man. Keep my wife out of this. I fix my own lunch every day." You see, the reasons for the burdens in our life, we put them there. You see, most of the bologna that we have in our lives, we packed it in our pail. The question I have for you, what bologna are you packing in your pail every day? What bologna are you cooking up into your life every day? What bologna are you thinking into your life consistently? What bologna are you going to carry from this year to next year? What bologna are you going to you carried from last year into this year? What bologna are you carrying from one relationship into another relationship? What bologna are you carrying into reasons, excuses, alibis every day? What bologna are you packing in your lunch pail? You see, we are the reasons for the burdens in our lives. We are the reason for not reaching our goals, not reaching our dreams. You need to own your dream. I'm going to tell you this. It's very easy to understand. The only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is extra. And I know the word is extraordinary, but I don't like extraordinary. I like extraordinary. The only difference between hot water and boiling water is 1 degree. You see, at 211 degrees, water's hot. At 212 degrees, water boils. With boiling water comes steam. With steam, you can power a train. The only difference between winning and losing is belief. The only difference between a person reaching their full potential and not reaching their full potential is desire. The only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is extra. And I need you, every person listening to me today, I need you to put a little extra in your life. I wear this armband every day to remind me to put a little extra in my life. Now, some of you know me, some of you don't know me. There's many of you out there that don't know me. The reason why I want to talk about owning your dream is because I wanted to help you understand that it's so important that you live your life out. And let me tell you, I understand about living life to the fullest. I understand about living and making sure that the dream is my dream and not somebody else's dream, folks. Let me tell you. You see, and if anybody can do, if anybody would have an excuse or have a reason or an alibi, I should be the person to have an excuse or reason or an alibi. Let me tell you what, folks. I'm 53 now, but I got married when I was 19 years old. My girlfriend was 17 years old, starting her senior year of high school. That's a challenge, folks. That's a challenge. If you have a child right now that's a teenager, that's 17 years old, that's 19 years old, think about them walking across the stage or walking down the aisle and getting married at that young age. But that's what we did. And folks, let me tell you, it was a great day. We definitely enjoyed it. But were we prepared for that? No. But here's one thing. And that moment when we got married, I knew that I was living my dream. I knew that I made a decision that not a lot of people liked. My own pastor didn't like it. I knew I made a decision that a lot of people were not really clapping for me. They were hoping something would happen in a negative way. And let me tell you what, folks, we did that. And we started living the American dream. You know the American dream, folks, right? The American dream is, right, a new house, 2 new cars, the white picket fence, all of that stuff, folks. We were living that dream. And 10 years into this, so we go from 19 to 29, 10 years into it, folks, here's what happened. That American dream came crashing down, boom, like a ton of bricks on us. We realized one thing. We had all of the trappings of success on the outside, but what we didn't have was the money to afford all of that. We had expenses that were here and income that was here. You see? We were living somebody else's dream. That's what happens when you live somebody else's dream. You get trapped into it. That was the American dream. It really wasn't our true dream. We didn't know at the time what our true dream was, besides getting married and then living life. Now, some of you may be in that same situation, in that same predicament. But here's what I want you to know, folks. We decided that there had to be a better way. There just had to be. So then we started putting our dreams down, writing our dreams down, what we wanted to accomplish, what we wanted to do, how we wanted to change our life for the better, and change not only our life, but change the life of our kids. Because like I said, we had it. We had the new house, we had 2 new cars, and we had 2 kids. Now, here's what we decided to do, folks. So some of you have heard of Dave Ramsey, but before Dave Ramsey, there was a guy named Charles J. Givens. And Charles J. Givens was the author of a book called Wealth Without Risk. And I read the book. Then I decided, you know what? I need to go to hear him live. So I drove every Saturday for 2 hours for a couple of months, listening to him teach. And he said this to me. He said, Cedrick, if you follow this plan, if you buy the plan and then you follow it, I'm telling you, it will change your life forever. Now, here's what happened, folks. He said it was going to cost $200. I didn't have $200. I took it home. And I showed it to my wife and I said, it's going to cost us $200 to do this. She didn't have $200. Now think of this, folks. In 1996, we were living in a brand new house that we built from the ground up. We were so proud of it. $100,000 house in 1996. 2 new cars sitting in the driveway totaling about $40,000. The 2 kids sitting in the house. But we didn't have $200 between 2 of us. That's just pathetic. I know it was. You don't have to judge. It was. I'm just telling you it was. Now, here's what happened. We came up with the $200. And then we started putting the plan together in place to follow this plan. And Charles J. Gibbons said, if you follow the plan, I guarantee you it will change your life forever. Now, here's what happened, folks. We started following that plan. And from 29 to 35, we started following that plan. We started living on a budget. We started getting out of debt. We started putting the things in place to help us live our dreams. And from 29 to 35, we were very consistent and intentional, consistent and intentional, consistent and intentional, folks, from 29 to 35. And guess what? We fixed all of those financial issues by the age of 35. Then we set out to reach new goals, to reach new dreams, to go to a higher level. Now, we started writing out new dreams, owning our own dream, new dreams for ourselves. And one of the dreams we wrote down, folks, was this: retire by the age of 50, because I wanted to retire by the age of 50. But in order to do that, we had to save $1 million. And let me tell you what, folks, at 35 years old, you can write $1 million down, but you don't really understand what it means. I have the book right behind me, sitting right behind me right here. I can show you the plan. We wrote it down. Now, here's what happened. Here comes that consistency and intentionality again. Consistency and intentionality again. Consistency and intentionality again. Then we reached the goal of $1 million by the age of 48. Wow. That was an awesome day. It was a great day. But we weren't done then, folks. So we knew that, well, so we hit the goal. So we know that by the age of 50, I'll be able to retire. Then here's what happened, folks. So from 35 to 48, it took us to go to 1 million. Now, here's what happens. Here comes that compounding effect. You know, John talks about explosive growth when leaders step in. Here's explosive growth. Then from 29 to 30, from 35 to 48 took to get to $1 million. Then from 48 to 50, we went to 2 million. Then from 50 to 52, we went to 3 million. Explosive growth happens in your life when you start living your dreams and being consistent and intentional. When the dream is yours and you own it, folks, nobody can stop you. Growth just automatically starts happening. New things start coming your way. All of a sudden, things that seemed impossible are no longer impossible. Things that you thought you couldn't do, all of a sudden, you just take wings and you fly away and you accomplish it. You achieve it. Now, I am nothing special, folks. I'm just a guy from South Louisiana who had a dream of doing something different in his life. I am no different than anybody in here. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm not the best looking person in the room. I'm not the tallest person in the room. I'm not the most athletic person in the room. I don't have all these gifts and talents and all this stuff that you have. All I had was consistency and intentionality. Consistency and intentionality. Consistency and intentionality. That's all I had. And guess what? At the age of 50, I retired. Now, let me walk you through what happened so that you don't think I'm just making this up. Here's what happened. I'll never forget it. January 2nd, 2018. Got on a conference call with my sales team, the team that I was leading. We walked through just normal things that we normally do on that first call of the new year. We talked about what happened in 2017 and what things worked great and what things were going to change for 2018. Then we walked through what things we're going to do in 2018 and what our potential goals were going to be for 2018. We were on that call for about an hour. At the end of the call, here's what I told my team. I said, guys, there's one more change we're going to make. And they said, okay, well, what is that? And I said, this year, I won't make the journey with you. And they said, well, what do you mean by that? I said, well, I've decided I'm retiring. And they said, well, okay, well, when are you going to retire? I said, today. They said, like, today, January 2nd, today? So I get January 2nd, today, I'm retiring. And I never worked another day after that. And folks, I'm telling you, you don't have to be the smartest in the room. You don't have to be the best looking in the room. You don't have to have all the best ideas in the room. You don't have to have all of this stuff. You just have to have consistency and intentionality on your side. 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 And you have to own your dream. Now, folks, I want to leave you with this. Every day, you have a choice to be the best person that you can be. Every day you get up, you have a choice to be the best person that you can be. It's not up to anybody else. You see, it can't be up to mama. It can't be up to daddy. It can't be up to your spouse. And you love all of them. You even love Big Mama and Grandpa and Uncle Bubba and Cousin Steve. You love all of them. I love them too. But the dream can't be their dream. The dream has to be your dream. You have to own that dream. And when you own that dream, nobody, no one can stop you. Nobody, no one can stop you. Now, I know the question you may be thinking, well, he was 19 and he's 53 now. Is he still married to that same lady? Absolutely. October 4th of 2020, we'll celebrate 34 years. Now, I'm not bragging. Well, yeah, I am bragging. But no, I'm not bragging, really. All I'm doing is giving you context, folks, because I want you to understand it's so important. It's so important that you own the dream. And that's why John calls it the ownership question. And I'm gonna end with the Les Brown quote because I just think it's so powerful. It's so impactful. It means so much. Find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because your life does depend on it. Now, folks, if you want to live your dream, if you want to live out the rest of your days on earth owning your own dream, there's only a couple things that you need to do. There's only a couple things that you need to do. The first one is you need to understand what your dream is. If you need help with understanding and discovering what your dream is, just answer these three questions. What do I cry about? What do I sing about? And what do I dream about? You see, what do you cry about? What keeps you up at night? What makes you worry? It seems like a simple question. It's really not. Let it soak in for a day or two. Then start writing. And I tell you, when you start writing, all of a sudden things just come to you. It comes into your consciousness and your being just changes. The second, what do I sing about? What brings you joy? What brings you excitement? You know, when someone mentions that dream of yours, you just get excited. You start smiling. People call you and say, hey, you look like you like doing this. Let me ask you a question. Then you know. Then the third one is, what do you dream about? What it is when you're sitting back in your lounge chair on your sofa on that outside balcony, and you're sitting, you're dreaming about the future, and you're dreaming about what it is you love. Write that down. And I'm telling you, then you know at that moment what your dream is. Then you go after it. Napoleon Hill is one of my favorite guys in the book, Think and Grow Rich, says any person that wins at an undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Only by doing so can they maintain a mindset known as a burning desire to win. It has to be an all-encompassing, pulsating desire for you to win, to own your dream, and you can own your dream. Thank you, guys, and I hope to see you on the other side owning your dream.
Wow.
Hold on. Let me get all right. Now we're all here.
That was some good stuff, Mr. LaFleur.
Hey, I tell you what, it's amazing when you do a teaching. I start off kind of like slow and word, and then build up and crescendo, and I just get excited hearing it myself.
Well, I know I was fired up because it felt like you're getting louder and louder and louder, and I love it. Hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes, sure.
What do you cry about? What do you sing about? And what do you dream about?
Yeah, so I'll start with dream. I dream of, in the book of Proverbs, it says, a wise man will leave an inheritance for his children's children. My dream is to leave and to go one generation farther, so leave an inheritance for my children's children. So my great grandkids, everything that we're saving and investing right now is so that we may never get to use it. We may never get to spend one dime of it. But my great grandkids can look back 100 years from now and say, my great grandfather and my great grandmother left us a legacy and did some things to change the world. That's what I dream about. What do I cry about? When I see people not living to their full potential? It really bothers me when I talk to someone and they give me 100 alibis of why they can't do something or why they haven't done something. And this is when I go into overdrive and like, hey, let's get started. We let's do something. Let's put a timeline together. Why are you not doing this? Forget about what they say, because they are always going to have something to say.
Wow.
And then, so what do I cry about? What do I sing about? It's always a happy day. I love seeing someone reach their full potential. It's amazing. It's just different. I know there's a lot of people that get envious when they see someone else accomplish something. I absolutely love it. I love the look on their face. I just love their disposition. Everything about them changes when they reach that goal or they accomplish something, or someone sends me a text message and say, hey, guess what? I just did this. I absolutely love that. It motivates me, it inspires me, and it makes me keep doing the stuff that I'm doing.
Wow. True to the word. Wow.
That is awesome. I love the ownership question. When I think about my own life and thinking about the lives of many people, when you go and you're trying to live and trying to find yourself in this world, you take up things that you think that you may want to do, or somebody else told you, your parents may have been in that profession, so that sounded like a good idea. So, and many people go down that journey, and to realize at some point they're like, how did I get here? So what advice would you give to the many people that have reached that threshold, that fork in the road, to say they know that, they've lived a life, they've established a life, but it's not their dream? And they have a dream, but how do you make that transition? How do you go from one to the next?
You just have to decide that you want it more than anything else.
Mm.
And then you have to, Napoleon Hill says it, close your mind tightly against all the naysayers. You're going to always have the naysayers. You're going to always have the people go, oh, well, let me be the devil's advocate. Well, first of all, I don't need a devil's advocate in my life. And you got to close your mind against those people. And sometimes those people are the people that are closest to you. Mm-hmm. It could be your spouse. It could be your in-laws. It could be your grandmother, right? You got to close your mind tightly against those people and say, I love you, but that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And then you have to go after it. Let me tell you what, there's a whole lot of people that getting married at 19 and 17 years old. There's a whole lot of people that had all kind of opinions and ideas and all of this type stuff. When I first got hired with Abbott, we were living in Florida. They moved us to Dallas. Well, my wife was in her senior year in college. And I told her, I said, look, because she had to go through a clinical rotation. I said, look, you stay here. I'll take the kids with me and we'll go to Dallas. Now, guys, how many guys would do that? Now, my kids were, let me tell you, my son was in the first grade and my daughter was in fourth grade. How many guys would take on that challenge and say, you stay here by yourself and do your rotation. I'm just going to work every day back and forth. I can handle the kids. Most guys wouldn't do that. You see, in order to reach your dreams, in order to go to a whole nother level, sometimes you have to do things that are unconventional. And let me tell you what, I had to convince my wife of this as well. She came with us to Dallas. And here's just true conversation. You can ask her. We went to visit a friend and we got in the car and she goes, man, I'll be glad when we get like this, where we're both done with college and we're living our life. And I stopped the car. I pulled to the side of the road and I slammed on the steering wheel and I said, look, if you would go back to Florida and quit following me, you could be done in a year. If you stay here, you got to wait 2 more years before a hospital is going to let you do your clinicals. So go back to Florida, 12 months. We can easily do this. The next day, she got up and she went back to Florida. Now, guys, be honest. How many of you would take on that challenge? You see, my belief is they're my kids. I'm not babysitting my kids.
Amen.
I have the same responsibility and obligation, right? And trust me, guys, I'm not just putting on a show. You can ask my wife. She'll tell you. She didn't like it in the beginning. But 12 months later, 12 months, it went by like this. 12 months later, she said, thank you for pushing me to do that. Otherwise, waiting 24 months.
I love that story. And it's just such a great testimony, I think, to who you are, how you're driven and how you're built. And that's why you've been able to accomplish so much. I remember years ago, I was at a conference or a banquet or something. And one of the gentlemen, he was the son of the honoree. And he was saying how his mother, very much like you're talking to the audience, said the same thing to him. And when he was in his late 40s, he said to his mom, I really always wanted to be a doctor. And she was like, well, what are you waiting for? Go to medical school. He was like, do you realize by the time I finish medical school, I'll be almost 60? And she said, well, if you live, you're going to be almost 60 anyway. So you may as well be what you want to be. And he did. He went to medical school. And he attributes being what he wants, living his dream now, to his mother just basically saying, time is going to pass anyway.
Absolutely.
And so we use as an excuse our age and all these other reasons why it's too late. So just thank you so much, because you're showing us that regardless what the age is, whether it's 19 or it's 53 or 73, that it's never too late as long as you got breath in your body.
Absolutely. As long as you're consistent and intentional with it, you can do anything.
Yes. Well, Cedrick, thank you so much. I have no doubt that our viewers this evening have enjoyed tonight's teaching as much as we have, and we're able to walk away with some tangible nuggets that can help propel them. So guys, even if you joined late, the link you see scrolling is the link to get the show notes. The replay will be available, and that's on Sunday at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we truly want to encourage you, as Cedrick has said so eloquently, You have to live your dream. And so thank you so much. Now, next week, we have a special treat for you guys. We are going to have as our special guest, Tori Raven, excuse me. She has her own clothing line. And, we try to each and every week bring you valuable content, whether it's from us as the founders or it's our guests. So next week, again, make sure you tune in so you can be with us with our guest. A couple of other announcements. Again, every Tuesday, and if you did not tonight, share the link, host a watch party. There is somebody in your life that needs to hear what Cedrick said this evening. So don't hesitate to, again, you can come right back to the same video, start a watch party, share it with those you love. And also, come to our Black Entrepreneurs Institute Facebook page. Comment, let Cedrick know the value that you received from listening to tonight's teaching, because I have no doubt it was truly amazing. So Cedrick, before we close the show out, I always believe that our guest should have the final content words. So I would love to just allow you just a couple of minutes to just share, what you would like to leave our audience with this evening.
Yeah, I want to leave you with this, and thank you guys very much for giving me the opportunity to do this teaching tonight. I definitely enjoyed it. See, when a plan comes to your mind, and this is from Napoleon Hill, when a plan comes through your consciousness and to your conscious mind, you have to be open up to the guidance and be open up to this infinite intelligence. You have to accept it with appreciation and guidance and know that you have to move on it. Don't hesitate, he says. Don't argue. Don't challenge yourself. Don't worry. Don't fret about it. And don't wonder if it's okay. He says all you have to do is act on it at once, whether you're ready or not.
All right. It's time to act, everybody. So it's time to take inventory. That's the same for us too, right, Dr. Nicole and Damien? It's time to act.
Absolutely. There's nothing like starting now. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has goals. I just even think about my journey and making that transition, because I was that person. I was in a corporate and doing what I thought, what I wanted to do at the age of, 19, 17, going into college. This is what I want to do, but it really wasn't. And nobody was there to guide me. Nobody was there to push me to do something different or to find what I love so I can truly own my dreams, until I definitely met other people to support that. And then just taking that jump. And like you said, just doing it and saying, blocking out the naysayers and getting a plan and being consistent. And here I am, living my life, living my dream, loving my dream, betting on myself, loving what I do, doing what I love, and leading my life.
All right. Put the pulpit up. You got Dr. Nicole on the roll now.
It's just when you
so look,
when
Dr.
passion,
Nicole,
it's the passion.
Yes.
That's it.
So guys, again, as Cedrick has said, Dr. Nicole, Damien, all of us, there's still 3 months left in this year. Don't stop. 2020 is not over. It's not the worst year ever, right? The good things can come even during bad times. What are you going to do with your life and your business in this last quarter of 2020? You get to decide how you enter into 2021. We made this comment to our membership, and those in the membership who are pushing forward with their goals are the ones you're going to see stepping into 2021 with a new vision. So again, thank you guys for watching. As a reminder, immediately following this show at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we have the candle lighting. We again thank the Empowered Living Network for this opportunity. And until next week, everybody, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good night. Bye.